Recording in progress.
Yeah, hi, Miriam. How are you? And thank you very much for accepting my invitation to come on this chat, actually.
Of course, excited to be here.
Yeah. And I think we all were going through your background, and it seems, very, very exciting. You have been had a brilliant career, actually. You have been doing it well in corporate. You have been an engineer. You have been in, corporate from Ivy League. So why this transition actually? I mean, let's start with that.
Yes, absolutely. So first, nice to meet everyone. Good morning. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining, and super excited to be here. And thank you, Ranjeet, for the invitation. So yeah, just a quick background of myself. Like I came to the United States in 2011, and I come to Ivy League School for UPenn to get my master in engineering. And after that, I worked in semiconductor industry for over 8 years as an engineer in different roles and corporate project management. And then actually I left that career to become a full-time fitness, nutrition, and a health wellness coach, and running my business right now. So so that's why I'm here today. Yeah.
Okay, and what was your kind of a key motivation to move from engineering to fitness?
Yes, absolutely. So there was some history, like I grew up overweight. I always had some, self-confidence, self-esteem issue, and fitness nutrition changed me. And more interestingly is that when I started my career, because I'm a high achiever like you guys, so very career-driven, career-focused. And when I started my academic study and corporate path, I always thought, in order to advance our career or what we want to achieve, like financially, we have to sacrifice our health in order to get there. After I make it, I will take care of myself. And until I really learn, we can actually achieve health and the fitness on the journey to become more successful. And the fitness and the nutrition and your health actually can help you become successful and get to where you want to be faster and better. That's why I decided to focus on this. So I particularly help people who are career-driven high achievers to transform their fitness and health in their demanding career and life.
Okay, and let's say, for example, I don't think anybody in the world will disagree that, fitness should be one of the most paramount. But I mean, but there are two questions actually embedded in this, that why should somebody be so focused actually like this? And why should somebody think of going for a coaching, or why can't they simply start actually? I mean, what are the rules that you would suggest to initiate fitness regime?
Yeah, so I think there are two questions, right? Like why it matters. Why do we even need to care about it, right? And then second is that how shall we start? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for the first question is why do we care? It's because actually when you care for your nutrition, your fitness, and your health, it not only make you physically better, but it help you with your brain function as well. So their research have shown that, your nutrition and your physical activities reshape the structure of your brain and help you with your cognitive decisions. So I understand from Ranjeet that on this EB1 journey, you already doing high brain power work as executives in the company. And on top of that, you needed to do more for your EB1 transformation journey. So these very high power decisions, and if you are lacking in your nutrition and the fitness, your brain doesn't work as much, okay? So it's actually helping you get to your goals better. So Ranjeet asked the second question is how do we get started? I would say the first, instead of thinking about fitness, like exercise, working out in the gym, you need to think about the foundation of your health is first actually your sleep and the stress. Okay, that's a foundation. You need to sleep well, manage your stress first. And then the second thing I will worry about is actually your hydration. So we talked about the brain power, okay? So research has shown even 1% or 2% of dehydration will significantly impact your cognitive decisions, like your reaction times, how much mistakes you're doing, like decision making, your reaction time by 30%. So 1 to 2% of dehydration have 30% impact of you making mistakes. That's why you should care.
Okay, wonderful. Now let us go into more fundamentals and basic actually now.
Right.
If someone wants to, like, there are typical, our routine is that, we should sleep, we should work, we should, have a little enjoyment. And of course, there is a high degree of stress because of our commitments. Now, from a fitness perspective, mental, emotional, and physical, is there a pattern that you want to suggest that, one should not work beyond a point? Or because most of the people, I think, in today's world are too stressed, whether you try for EB1 or you don't try for EB1. Normally, people do have a tendency to work extended hours, maybe 12 to 15 hours. And definitely, like in our program, when we talk to people, they have to commit 300 hours at least. So this is over and above what people are, expected to do in their own work life and in their personal endeavors, whatever they're trying with their family. So this might create more stress on people. So what would be your formula for such kind of people actually?
Yeah, so I think there are a few things that are important. First is that you wanted to set your boundaries. It's okay if you work like a 14, 15 hours a day. Let's say you start to work at 6 a.m. and you work until 10 p.m. That's okay. But then you wanted to set a boundary that after 10 p.m., then you wanted to shut your brain down, like hold that personal space for yourself a little bit. Because to be honest, after 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., what's the productivity there, right? So it's actually better if you go to sleep and then wake up the next morning, you will be working so much better that way. So that's one. Second one, I will say that, like we said, stress. If you are at the high stress, of course, if the mental power doesn't work anymore, like difficult for you to sit there and say, I'm not stressed, I'm calming myself down. Here, I would say first you want to make sure you are hydrated. Okay, so the reason I'm keep visiting the dehydration because that's a very undervalued perspective, your health that plays a significant role and bring you massive benefits. And it's so simple. You don't need to do anything. You just drink water. And then because research also have shown that when you are dehydrated, it significantly impact on your mood and emotional health as well. So you are more likely to have like anxiety, depression, and even more stress. So I will take care of the hydration then. And then for the fitness level, if you are capable of doing that, is highly, highly recommended because cardio exercises actually have shown that it will grow your brain volume, change the gray matter in your brain. That actually will help you become smarter. And you don't need to think about the gym yet. It's too intense and it's not necessary. If you like, it depends on your fitness level, right? Because if you haven't even exposed to fitness yet, just a simple walking in the morning, like during the day, take a break, right? Because I'm sure if you're working like 15, 16 hours, you're not working minute by minute, second by second. There are like a break of 3 minutes. And even for that 3 minutes or 5 minutes, you can get out of your house or just take a walk around your neighborhood. That will be, or like if you're in the office, have a coffee break, walk in the hallway of your computer. Just be away from your computer a little bit will help you reset your brain, and then you can come back more powerfully.
So I hear three things from you actually. The first thing you said, one should have a good sleep. It will keep us more energized. Second, you said remain hydrated.
Yes.
And third, you said more, movement. I mean, in terms of walking and other things, what you mentioned. Now, with reference to maintaining a good diet, actually, what is your recommendation actually?
So the most important thing in the entire fitness, wellness, health part is sustainability. Okay, anything that is not sustainable it's only going to give you more frustration and stress, not only to your body, but to your mind. Because traditionally, people think that, oh, eating salad is the way to go, like chicken breast and broccoli, things like that. But how many people can really do that every single day, every single meal for the rest of your life? Probably nobody, and and I understand from the culture perspective as well, is that because it's not only just the salad, like what about the Indian food that you love to eat, right? And like I'm Chinese, so nobody can take me away from my Chinese food. So that's a very important thing. I would say from your what you want to eat, when you are high stress, the first thing I will focus on is your portion, because we all know that stress eating is a real thing, right? So it's don't too stress about what you are actually eating. You are free to enjoy your culture food, like the food you enjoy, but make sure you are not overeating. Like control the portion first. I would say that's a huge step that can give you like a 50% plus result there already alone.
Okay, so is there any specific diet that you are going to recommend and something that should be totally avoided from a fitness perspective?
No, absolutely not, because there is no bad food.
That's interesting. So people have a tendency to eat fast food, and what would you like to your views on that actually?
Yeah, so that's actually is a misunderstanding. Yes, on the surface, when we hear about fast food, like soda is bad, right? And but there are healthy options in fast food restaurant as well. So we actually have because I work with a lot of high profile clients myself for their fitness and health transformation, and the people are really busy as well. So we have people like going to Chick-fil-A every day for breakfast, and like attorneys completely lost their belly, and we have people eating out all the time as well, and people eating when you are traveling. So I would say the first is a mindset change. Don't feel that you have to restrict yourself from healthy food. And for the fact, if you are eating healthy food but you're eating too much of healthy food, you are still going to gain weight. But please understand, I'm not trying to say eat bad food, eat fast food every day. But like healthy food is important, but it's only like one perspective of the entire picture. And there are options in the restaurant. There are options in fast food that you actually have choices you can have in order to continue to on your health journey.
Okay. The next question is very logical. I mean, it's wonderful. I want to start a plan. I have something. So do I need to go to some kind of a fitness coach, or I should do it myself? And if I need to go to a coach, and how should I identify somebody?
Yes. So I would say, I will share with you guys a common mistakes of very intellectual and smart people in the fitness and health world is, I wanted to do it myself. I can figure it out. Okay. Not saying you don't have the intelligence to do that. You do. But if you are already working 15, 16 hours a day, how many more hours you wanted to work? Right? So that's the first thing. So it's your decision to make, but also is that it's, I think fitness and health is the thing that people think it's easy and simple because they're like Google, right? University of Google search and Wikipedia. But if you like say, for example, if I was an engineer before, I have never heard anyone told me, oh, I can figure out to be an engineer and replace you immediately. But a lot of people think that, oh, if I study like fitness and nutrition, I can be a coach tomorrow, which is not accurate. So it's another discipline, just like engineering, accounting, attorney, law, doctor, medicine. So I would say the comprehensive of the knowledge is important. And then like, when do you know you want to have a coach to help you is first, you have to care yourself. Okay. If you don't care, nobody can help you, unfortunately. like I'm very straightforward here. Like you have to care. It's your body, it's your life. You are the first person wanted to take responsibility for it. So that's number one. Second is that you may have tried a lot of random things, but you don't see results. Okay, and you don't feel better in your body. You don't see the changes. Then it's the time that you should be thinking like, okay, why I'm not figuring this out? And why I'm not getting the results, right? Like Ranjeet, like you guys go to Ranjeet because he's the expert, knowing how to help you with your EB1 journey. That's not like anyone on the street can do that. And you probably have been on the journey for a long time trying to figure out and couldn't find an answer. And then you come to him to ask for help. The same thing for the fitness and health, right? And then Ranjeet asked how to choose the coach. I would say the number one most important thing is if the coach cares. Let's go above and beyond anything else. Is if he or she cares about you as a person, and if he or she cares to help you, I would say that's beat anything else. And the second is that if this person understand your situation and your problem. So let's say I actually had a gentleman from India. He's here in the United States. He told me his previous nutritionist told him in order to lose weight, he will never eat Indian bread ever in his life. And so, it's like pretty shocking. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So if you work with someone, this person needs to understand your struggle first, right? What are you struggling? What your lifestyle is like? What work style you are like? But also, like if they can help you incorporate what you like into your journey as well. It's like, because most people struggles with fitness and health is because they wanted to change their life entirely in order to be fit and healthy, but it's wrong. Like fitness and health should be fit into your lifestyle. Like I have clients from India, clients from China, clients from Canada, in the US, like people from all different culture and background, and they can transform eating their food that they like. So I would say people who care, people who understand your problem are the most important qualifications I will be looking for if I'm looking for one for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And, this is a very fundamental question. Again, people do have a tendency to say, okay, I will start my fitness regime next month. Let me start from New Year. Everybody knows this is the most important thing in life. In fact, that is the important thing, I would put it that way. But people always want to put off. Again, two questions embedded in this is, in your experience, why people do this and how to avoid this?
Yeah, so we all do this just simply because we are all humans. And the humans tend to stay where we are comfortable with. So, but you guys are not ordinary people, because if you are, you won't be on this call. Okay, because if you are not caring for yourself or for your future, or like you won't even come to Ranjeet to like a first place to change your life. Okay, so I would say instead of trying to avoid it, because human nature, I mean, like it's like millions of years of is in our DNA. Don't think too much to fight against it, because if you are trying to like fight against it too much, you're building the resistance high for yourself. Instead, I would say just do it first, and then don't feel motivated. So okay, so most people is like, okay, I don't feel motivated. That's why I'm doing it tomorrow. But nothing will come. Like your motivation is not going to come to you, and even if it's come to you, it's like a very superficial level, like not consistent motivation anyway. What you wanted to do is take actions first. Actions lead the motivation. Okay, so if you go to take a walk, like say today, your body will automatically feel better. You will be happier. You will feel better. You drink your water, you feel good. That will be your motivation to drink more water, to walk more, okay, to be more physically active. Because I have a client like that right now. Like she is so like she doesn't want to work out at all, not at all. And I'm like, you know, and she's like, I want to wait for my motivation to come. So and I say like the motivation not going to come to you. Why don't you take a walk first? You can hate me later, you know, come back and hate me later, but go to do a walk now. And now she's telling me that her body is asking her to do more. So I would say don't wait for the motivation to come to you. Take the actions first. Your actions will generate motivation for yourself.
That's a very inspirational way of putting it. Actually, you don't try to be motivated. Your body will motivate yourself to kind of, it's mind to kind of proceed. So it's a very deep philosophical statement, I would say, I'm hearing today actually. So, I mean, another point that comes is that, you know, is there any specific, you know, people generally get older, you know, people maybe in 30s or 40s or 50s or something, and they may not have exercised whole their lives, and today they realize that they are in a predicament. They need to kind of try for this EB1. It becomes very emotionally very stressful, actually, you know, kind of physically very exhausting. Now at this point somebody is telling them, you know, somebody they come for the session, somebody listens to the session and say, oh yeah, okay, this another one, yes, I should do it, yeah, I will think over it. Is there any age also from that perspective that one should be doing it actually?
So I would say aging is just a natural process. I would say there are two things, okay? Like first is the understanding. Actually, exercise is going to give you more energy. So I know it's a little bit it's a little bit counterintuitive right now, is that you feel very exhausted already. Like you're like, the only thing I work 16 hours, the only thing I want is just lay down, sit on my couch, watch TV, or maybe like drink some alcohol. Yeah, but the thing is that when you start to work out, it actually reduce your exhaustion physically very quickly. So you just have to do it. Let's just say, I promise you, you can try today. You know, you can prove to yourself, you're very exhausted. You go out to take a walk for 10 minutes and you come back home, you actually will feel less exhausted and more energy. Okay, so that's the first is understanding. Second one, I would say is more technical. So this is unfortunate, but people don't discuss the structure of the exercise. Okay, because everybody, like most of what popular content out there is how to lose fat in 10 days, how to lose 10 pounds in 3 minutes, right? So
3 minutes.
Right, something like that. But that's how to say, the most popular, like if I ask you guys like what kind of exercise you are aware about, you probably know like yoga, right? Walking, like cardio, and the HIIT, like high intensity interval training, because that has become really popular and it's like very effective in burning fat. But the problem is that not everyone is fit for the HIIT workout from day one. It's like Ranjeet, you asked about the aging. That's okay. Like I help the people over 60 years old. Everybody, like it's not the people who are young have the best like a body per se. It's very individualized. But there is a structure. That's what we teach in for our clients, is that you should gradually increase your fitness level over time, and don't feel this is going to be long. Even in a couple of months, like 3 to 6 months, you can safely get there. But what happens is that most people are doing things that doesn't match their fitness level. Okay, so let's just say the most important thing of your fitness, like a foundation, is your posture. Okay, so if you guys are working 15, 16 hours in front of a computer, I do this myself. Like most likely you already have the posture misalignment already. Okay, muscle imbalance. And then if you have posture issue and now you're trying to like lift 100 pounds, imagine how easy that will break your muscle and ligaments and tendons. Okay, so why would you want to do that? So instead, you wanted to fix your posture first and gradually build up. And that's the structure we like usually lead our clients to go through, because it's much safer and very effective. And no matter you're like we have people who are 18 and 61 went through the same structure. It's fine, like aging is fine, but where your body at is more important.
Okay, wonderful. So we have spoken about age, we have spoken about why and how one should do a kind of a coach. Now, another aspect is somebody, okay, fine, they are ready to commit, say X amount of time per day. Do you have some kind of something that they can do in just say 30 minutes a day or something that they can, what is the routine that people who are at least attending today and who may be reluctant to kind of, go to a coach, fine. But is there something that they can start off and that would give them a positive inspiration to kind of go into a more regimental routine later on? Is there something that you would like to suggest? Maybe 30 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day also, actually.
Absolutely. I would say, to get started, you don't even need a coach, or you don't need to go to the gym. You don't need anybody. Okay. You just take 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes morning walks. Okay. The first thing, you wake up in the morning, don't do anything. Get dressed, and then just take a walk. Like we are here in Phoenix, so right now it's like a nice weather. But if your weather is not very nice, or if you wanted to change it like to your lunchtime, completely fine. The reason I wanted to recommend the outside is because then you can get some sunshine as well. Get some sun, see some trees, see some grass, see some nature. That can help you reduce your anxiety and stress as well. So time, I would say timing wise, if you can do the first thing in the morning, is most ideal, because then you can open your day right. Okay. But if it's not applicable for you, or like it's pitch dark and snowing, windy out there, then do it during the day. Like find 15 minutes. I mean, like no matter how busy you are, you have 15 minutes. Just take walks, and that will start to change your life very fast. And the important thing is you wanted to do it every day. Okay. Or at least it's not like you walk today for 10 minutes and that's over. No, you want to do it, but it's a very easy commitment. Let me ask Rachana, do you think you can walk 10 minutes a day every day? Is that going to be a huge burden for your life?
No, I do walk sometimes daily or alternate, however, but I try to go for a walk at least.
Yeah, definitely. So it's the consistency is definitely important, and it's I'm not asking a lot, right? It's just and Ranjeet is not asking a lot. It's just 10-15 minutes. We'll start to make.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think you are
would make that.
Yeah, you are inspiring me to do one thing. Normally in our program that we do a transformation coaching for kind of getting closer to EB1A, I always tell them that you have to commit 300 hours, 250 to 300 hours over a 6 months period. So I'm going to make it 350 hours now, and daily 20 minutes has to be towards committed to walking. I think that's something is going to be a good thing to start off with. I think that will be really helpful for everybody, I guess. I think that's a good thought process that you are giving me. And I'm definitely going to do that and talk to them and underwrite a commitment to that extent, actually, because everybody who comes from a program, they do underwrite and commit that they will give me that much time. Otherwise, it's not useful for them to do anything actually here. And somebody who is here, they will definitely vouch for it that, it requires that kind of effort and sincerity. But yes, adding 15, 20 minutes is a very good idea and thought process. Now, someone has asked a question, Raghu has asked a question that can you also share your thoughts on sleep and diet regime, actually?
Oh, the sleep. Okay, that's a good question. Great question. So actually, let's talk about sleep first. So sleep, like the walking, actually consistency is also very important. So ideally, you want to sleep 7 to 8 hours every single day. Okay, but let's just say if you can only sleep 6 hours, and that's not the best, but it's still okay. But if you want to feel really good, you want to set at the same time or around the same time going to bed every day and wake up around the same time. So you actually will feel much better. Let's say if you go to bed at 12 and wake up at 6:30. Okay, this way every single day. Then if you do like say, oh, today I stay up until like 5 a.m. and I wake up at 10, and tomorrow I do like I go to bed at 5 p.m. I'm like exaggerating, okay? Like, but the consistency actually is going to be huge here for your sleep. And then if you are already high stressed, I would say you do want to give yourself a night routine before you go to sleep, is put your mind in the right place. So you actually don't like be high stress and panic when you're going to sleep. So you can do like a 5 to 10 minutes positive affirmation, like a meditation before you go to bed. Because I completely understand you guys, because even for me, when I was super high stressed, I will like when I didn't take care of myself, you know, in the past, I will wake up in the middle of the night because how stressful things are. And I will wake up like scared. I'm like, did I do this? Is this like a Monday morning, 5 a.m.? Or like, did I sleep over? You know, some important things. So for sleep, like consistency is important. And then, you know, like a pre-sleep mindset routine can be really good for you to unwind. And for the diet, I would say for the diet, consistency is also important. But I understand it can be hard because if you have something right in front of you have to take care of, you maybe skip lunch, have a bigger dinner, things like that. I would say diet-wise, like we said, the most important thing, no matter what, you need to drink your water. Like if you don't eat, you can still be alive, you know, but if you don't drink water, we all know what happens. So make sure you drink your water first, and that has to be every single day. And then for your diet, I would say stick to something simple and something you enjoy and you can do every day. You do not want to skip breakfast, okay? And because some people say like, I try keto, I try intermittent fasting, these are all doesn't matter. What matters the most is what you can do on a daily basis, and then stay with it every single day. Like I would say, like if you hear what I have been saying about walking, sleeping, diet, is consistency wins every single time. Yeah, that's the most important.
Oh, that's fascinating. And before, you know, kind of from my side, when I have a last question, actually, if somebody, you know, has a goal in mind, let's say they want to go to a university or they have a, you know, some kind of achievement to be made. Let's say they have, for that period, they have to work for long hours, actually, extended hours, maybe 15 hours a day for a period of 6 months or 1 year. Now, is it good for the body? And again, they come back to their normal routine. So is it good?
Okay, there are a few perspectives here. Like stress on your body is never a good thing. Okay, it's never a good thing. However, you know who you are. If you are a high achieving person, you will never be able to lose your ambition. Okay, even it's 5-6 months now, and then you see relax, you are always going to find something you are going to achieve again. So your entire life is never going to settle for less. So I would say then you need to embrace who you are and celebrate your ambition, but then you want to start to practice and learn how could you take care of yourself at the meantime. Because it's interesting, because a lot of people who tell me or come to me for help is because they say like their coaches blame them for their ambition. They say my nutritionist blame me that why I travel for work. It's my fault. I travel for work, then I'm not healthy. Which, you know, that's a lot of people say that, but the thing is that human first, right? You first. Health, fitness serve you. So I would say like, I will not want to change you as an ambitious person, because that's what you have fun with life, to be honest, right? Like you are having fun being ambitious, striving for like a high goals, like do things that are not possible in other people's eyes. So I don't want to change your ambition. That's your life journey. It's what the meaning to you about life and the fun is. But I would say learn and practice. It takes practice, just like anything else, okay? Like muscles, right? Like you go to the gym, you build your muscles. It's things getting easier. Same thing for the healthy health habits is that start the practice and then find something that works for you and have fitness and health serve you and your ambition instead of trying to change your ambition. You are not going to change. And I think that's something to celebrate as well.
That's a very positive way of putting things, but one should definitely look after oneself. That's paramount, actually. That's what I hear. Is there any other question that we have? Okay, now again, one question Saeed has put up is that what do you suggest the frequency for water intake in a day and the quantity, of course, frequency also, and is there some pattern that you would like to recommend as an expert?
Yeah, I would say frequent will be nice. I would say if you can drink like 8 to 10 times and start from the morning throughout the day, so you are staying hydrated. And actually sometimes I had high achievers, initially they were complaining about, gosh, I have to use the bathroom so much, it's a distraction. I'm like, okay, actually you should celebrate it because it's an opportunity for you to move your body to go to the bathroom. You know, so because otherwise you'll be sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours doing nothing. And then I would say like the higher frequencies throughout the day will be better, like to provide you energy wise, give you the opportunity to walk around. And also is that you don't want to wait until like before you go to bed to drink all the water, right? Because then it can impact your sleep.
Okay, there's a one DM. Someone has asked me, putting a question here, that what's your take on having caffeine like tea, coffee, or some occasional drinks or something? Is it good or bad actually?
Okay, that's a very good question. Actually, when it's moderate, it's really good because caffeine actually help you with weight loss and can help you with concentration. But the problem is that a lot of high achievers, you guys drink like, or we guys, you know, we drink coffee like water. So like, I know people drink like 8 cups of coffee a day, every single day. So if you are at that level, you definitely want to back off. Okay, like back off in your coffee intake. Tea is really good. Tea is really good. You can do that. But I would say, like if you have like enjoy 2 cups of coffee, like 4 cups of tea, that should be still okay. But make sure you're still drinking more water though. Okay, like if we say the more water you drink, the better. Like water is still better. And if you are bored with your water, you can add like a lemon or lime to help with the taste. That can be helpful as well. But for that question, moderate caffeine is good for you, but you don't want to go crazy like for like the 8 cups I was talking about.
And I think that also embeds another question also in that, you know, what about drinking actually? So is there any moderation in drinking, or alcohol should be completely banned, I mean, according to you?
Yes, definitely. Okay, so alcohol is something have, I would say everybody argues, but in my humble opinion, I think alcohol has no health benefits at all. Okay, so it's not saying I don't drink alcohol. Actually, I do enjoy a glass of wine, but with realizing that I don't believe there's any health benefits at all. And then alcohol is another thing is that you definitely want to be moderate in drinking because ethanol in alcohol, when it's in your blood, when it reaches to a certain level, it will cause a certain death. So definitely alcohol need to be controlled. And also is that if you are already at the high brain power and high stress, people use alcohol as a de-stressor. I would say, you know, like that's why actually based on the research, people with a higher socioeconomic class consume more alcohol.
Yes.
Yes, so I would say it's okay to drink. So that's why when Ranjeet asked me earlier, like, you know, fast food, like no bad food, okay, but you need to be in moderation. No, like especially for the ethanol. Yeah.
Wonderful. And there's another question here that as we grow in age, we find our metabolism becoming slow, and we often have the urge to, hawk food. It could be because of stress eating. So I would like to know how to keep our metabolic rates high.
Okay, so age is not that important. I know it's like counterintuitive and it's an easy excuses to go. Okay, it's an easy excuse to go and say, oh, we are all aging, but like I said, I help the people from age 18 to 61 went through the same process. Yes, your physical capability and your metabolism is going to be different and it's going to slow down when we are aging. However, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is still how well your nutrition is at, how well you're doing your physical activities, how well you're sleeping, stay hydrated, and maintain your stress. I would say that's more important. Another common thing, this question actually reminded me, another thing people usually ask is the hormonal issue. Okay, so I actually have clients with PCOS, women with PCOS, and who have been told, and it's true at a certain level, that people with PCOS have difficult time to lose weight. Yes, it is harder, but it's totally doable. Okay, your nutrition, your fitness, your sleep, your stress is way more important than the hormone and the age.
Would So I hope that answers question. If there are any last questions, we can always take it one or two. Otherwise, I think I would like to thank and close the session. Is there something, anybody has any questions? Please be free to ask. There's no need to type. One can just raise up. Anything? Raghu, Mohit, Saeed, Rachna, anything else? So I think it has been really wonderful and a very different perspective. I thought that, we should have this session actually, because I think we talk only about work. And I'm definitely going to make my program now 350 hours and 50 hours of, I think even if you say, are you suggesting 15 minutes, so that would in 6 months, 180 days, it's not really that much to kind of, commit to yourself. It just includes walking actually. So that's wonderful. And thank you very much for all the tips that you have given and the education that you have given us. And I'm sure, somewhere down the line, this remains at the back of our mind, and this makes us more conscious towards ourselves actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me here. And I think, Ranjeet, you are amazing to care, because I think you guys are in the good hand with Ranjeet, because not everyone will even care about your health and fitness through a tough time, and Ranjeet does. So I'm very happy you guys are here and have the opportunity to talk about this with you.
Thank you very much, and have a great day, all of you. Thank you.